Well, welcome, Barbara. This is Barbara Fernandez from Rocking Raw Chef. And tell us, you said you wanted to know what you want to pivot your business on. Tell us more about that.
Well, my business at the moment, I've been helping people with really quick and easy recipes to make raw food really fast, so for themselves, for their families, stuff like that. And it's all been very, what's the word? I guess very light and fun. Yeah, lighthearted, that kind of thing. But I've been realizing that actually I want to go deeper with it, and there have been issues that I've struggled with in my own life that I think it's the right time to help other people that are still stuck in those issues and help them move forward. So one example is depression, which I struggled with for many, many years since I was about 8 years old. So, but I have some solutions for that with food, which can be quite a powerful influence. So I now want to, what's the word? Be a bit more, I don't want to say deep, that sounds really weird, real, I don't know what the word is, but I don't know, be a bit more something in sharing that aspect of just what food can do and sharing bits of my story where appropriate to really help people who are in a painful place and move them to a powerful place.
Okay, so why don't you just do that? What's the thing that stops you from just pivoting to do that?
Well, I'm nothing's stopping me at the moment because I've already started. But what was stopping me before was I had blocks, I think, unconscious blocks. And so I was clearing those. But now I can struggle at times with a lack of clarity because I get loads of ideas and then like all the time, and then I'm not quite sure what to do next. So where I'm at the moment is for this pivot, I have a very clear idea actually of what I want to do. I know what I want to do. I want to run big live events and have lots of people there and take them through various processes using the tools that I already have to get them out of a painful place. And now it's just a question of, starting to do that. And there are lots of ways to do that. So I think that's where I can sometimes get a bit stuck because I love video. The idea of doing a podcast really appeals to me. But at the moment I have PDFs. That's what I did before. So I'm thinking, oh, I already have these PDFs. I really should do something with those. And then, it's like, should I do the video? Should I do the podcast? And it can get overwhelming if I let it. I try not to let it. And I want very much for my business to be guided. So, which is why everything that you're doing, I think, is fantastic because I think that if, when things are in flow, when I'm in flow, then things just move forward and it's quite amazing. But if I get overwhelmed with too many choices, then it seems to be harder to find my flow.
Right. So let's stop. Yeah, makes sense. So let's connect to the light. So take your consciousness up a few thousand miles, feel the love, light, and truth there, and bring that down through your head, through your throat, through your chest, your stomach, your abdomen, through your hips, and your legs and feet, and go down to the center of the earth and feel love, light, support, and acceptance and understanding of Mother Earth, and bring that up through your feet, legs, hips, abdomen, stomach, chest, throat, head. So now you have light coming from below and above at the same time. And expand your heart out as big as the room you're in, as big as the building you're in, as big as the city, as big as the country, across the planet, the solar system, the galaxy, and as big as the universe. And let's connect you and I together with a line of light between our hearts, and also with everyone who's watching this video, so they can get the benefit of clearing as well. So you said you had difficulty having clarity what to do next.
Yep. And
Do you have clarity right now what to do next, or are you're unsure which thing to do?
Well, I know of one thing I need to do next, but I don't know what else to do next.
Well, do you need to do anything else next to make this thing succeed?
Oh, I don't know.
Let's ask it this way. So what the thing you want to do is run big live events using the tools you have to help people heal their pain and become powerful.
Yeah.
Okay. And when do you want to do that by? When do you want to create that?
I want the first event to be early 2018, which sounds like a long time.
What does early mean? Is that January 1st? Is that March 17th?
Okay. January 15th. I'm picking that out of the ether.
So you're going to run a live event January 15th. And how many people do you want at it?
200.
Okay. Now I noticed your energy dropped when you said the word
Yes.
200. So
yeah, because
what do you feel when you think of 200 people coming to a live event?
Yeah, actually that's not quite right.
What emotion?
It's no, that feels like too many people. I want to start with a small, actually I want to start with like 50 people. Because I want the first event to be more of an intimate event. So that feels, that feels good. Yep.
Okay, and do you feel the difference when you say 50 versus 200?
50 people versus 200. Yeah, 50 feels good and connected. 200 feels a bit messy and all over the place. Yeah.
So if we wanted to, we could clear all the resistance you have to having 200, and you could still choose to do 50. We don't need to do that. I'm just pointing out, even though 50 may be the right number, I don't know if it is or not. You'd need to look at your intuition on that. And you'd also need to do a spreadsheet to see if the numbers work.
Yeah. I think it's more, sorry. I think it's, I'll have to look at it more, I guess, but it feels like it's more a question of, like, it's not a question of confidence, because for me, the more people that I'm in front of to speak, the happier I am. Like, you can put thousands of people.
So what if you had 1,000 people?
Then it would be too much for us to really do like the deep, small work that I want to do using playback theater and stuff like that. There's just too many people. So it feels to me anyway, like it's a logistics thing rather than a, oh, I can't get that many people in the room, that kind of crap. It's not, it's not that. It's more like I want to nurture a small group and then have it grow, because it's just,
okay.
It just feels like the right way to do it. Yeah.
Well, I think it's fine. It's fine to start with 50 people on January 15th, 2018. And, I would recommend clearing other amounts of people later, just so you can, not be hung up about that.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you have more people, you would have to have other people help you with the event.
Yeah.
And that may be where the issue occurs.
I want to have other people anyway. I mean, that's part of my big plan. My big vision has always been me and 2 or 3 other people. For many reasons. One of them is the fun factor, but just it's my ideal. I really enjoy collaborating with people. I think it would be really cool. Yeah.
Okay. So let's also look at the date. You said you want to do this January 15th, 2018.
Yeah.
how does that feel? Doing it on that date.
Well, I want it to be a weekend, like a Saturday. So a weekend, a
Mhm.
Saturday and a Sunday. So I don't know if that's a Saturday and a Sunday or not. I'm also getting 18 as another
Right,
possible
but
number.
just middle of the weekend on the middle of January.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the particular number.
Yeah. But Saturday,
So
Sunday. Yeah.
I just want you to compare that date to, suppose we said middle of March, 2018.
No, that's too late.
And what about if we said November, middle of November?
Middle of November. That's very possible. Yeah,
Okay.
that feels
And
possible. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just writing this down at the same
So
time.
you can just, all I'm saying
I
is you
get
can
it.
play with the dates and see
Yeah.
how they feel to you, see if any, or you can run your hand over a list of months and see which one pops out to you.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Or
Yeah.
feels sticky to your hand.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
now, what about how much are you charging these 50 people?
Gosh, I have no idea.
Well, just pull a number out of the hat for now. You can go to a spreadsheet later and work out the numbers, but
yeah, the one that popped in my
I just
head
want to
was,
make sure you're gonna. Mhm.
sorry, go on.
Yeah, what popped into your head?
$600.
Okay, now when you said that, you had a kind of questioning energy.
Okay.
See if you can say it again.
Six. Yeah, that's not the right
The
number.
event's $600.
Yeah, the event's $600.
Oh, now you don't think it's the right number.
No, I'm not sure. I'll have to play with different numbers.
Right. I mean, you can both do, a spreadsheet on it to see how much profit you make at different numbers.
Yeah.
You can look at what other people charge, and you can also check with your intuition as to what the price is going to bring you the most joy and profit.
Yeah.
But did you have another number in mind other than 600?
Yeah, closer to, closer to 997, the $1,000, but not.
Okay, so let's use 997 then. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're running an event in the middle of a weekend in the middle of January 2018 for
Yep.
50 people, and they're each paying $997 US.
Yep. And I've got
So
two people
what
helping.
would it take to have this event be successful, profitable, and joyful for you?
So it would take me getting the format worked out. It would take me meeting other practitioners in the area where I'll be holding the event, so that I can use local people as much as possible. So I'm just writing it down at the same time. It would take me preparing some kind of intro product that that would be in that funnel, if you like. Yeah, and having that way before.
How many intro products do you need in the funnel for it to be successful, profitable, and joyful?
My mind says 2, like one being the the freebie, and then the next one being the low price. The low price product. Yeah. I have no idea what that.
What else will it take to have 50 people registered for this event ahead of time?
It will take a The other two people, because I want two other practitioners, it will take JVs with them and reaching out to their audiences.
So for these other practitioners, you don't just need people who are helpful and fun and can get stuff done. You need
No,
people who
I want
have an
other
audience.
leaders. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. What else? Right.
So,
Yeah.
well, you can come back to that. What would it take yourself later and see if anything else comes up. But for each of those things you wrote down, you know what, how to do that thing? Like format. You said you need to know the format.
Yeah, the format of the event. Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, I can find out what I don't need to know. It won't be hard. I mean, I've done loads of other
So
events.
you can look at other events.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about meeting local practitioners who are leaders and have an audience who would be fun to work with and would be able to help? Do you know how to do that?
Yeah. I mean, it's, going on social media and, doing the whole, like, finding people that I feel, that I just feel a good connection with and, reaching out to them. I've done that before, although not in the area where I'm going. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what about the creating 2 intro products for the funnel?
Let me just rise. So yeah, that's where as soon as you said the word funnel, I felt my energy drop, it just went yeah.
Good. So let's split that into 2 things, Barbara.
Yep.
Creating 2 intro products. How do you feel about that? How's your energy on creating a free intro product and a paid intro product?
Not
so you have
very,
low energy on that too.
Yeah, not very high. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's split that again. How do you feel about creating a free product?
I feel like creating a free product.
What would it take to create a free product for this event?
Well, easy. It would just take me deciding which way to do it, whether it's a series of video tips or, an email sequence of 10 emails with tips or a quick PDF or a checklist, all those freebie things.
Okay. So you feel good energy. You feel good energy about that, and you know how to do it.
I know how to do it. I think what's coming up now in my consciousness is that I've done a lot of that in the current format of my business, and it hasn't necessarily led to where I want it to go. It hasn't led to necessarily the.
Well, where do you want this free product to go?
Well, I want this free product to lead to
what do you want to achieve with it?
I want to give people some quick help with it, but also I want them to feel connected to me and to feel like yeah, here's somebody who understands me and who can help me move forward. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want them to have opted into your list at that point?
Yeah, because that's the only way I know to. Yeah.
So let's work this backwards. If 50 people are going to pay $1,000 for this event, how many people do you need to have bought the paid item prior to that?
I don't remember the numbers. Isn't it like 5% or something like that? So what's 5% of Yeah, what's 95?
So 20 times 50 is 1,000 people need to buy the paid item,
Yeah,
is what you're thinking?
I
Okay, and if 1,000 people are
don't
going to
know,
buy the
but
paid item, and yeah, well, you can play with these numbers later and you can compare to
yeah,
other people who've done this kind of thing. But
yeah.
let's just have some numbers to play with. So if
Yep.
1,000 people are going to buy this, and how much is the paid item going to be?
Um, I heard 9.99, but then I thought, well, that's too big of a jump between 9.99 and 997, right?
So 100, yeah, you need an extra level in your funnel if you
Yeah,
did that. Generally,
yeah,
you multiply by 10. So the
yeah,
paid item needs to be $100 roughly.
yeah,
And then you may need another paid item below that at $10, or you may need,
yeah,
you may be able to go straight to it.
yeah.
Okay. So if you're going to sell 1,000 items, okay, at $100, how many people do you need in your list who've opted in for the free item?
Um, I don't know. I don't know these numbers.
What's your intuition say? Well, you don't have
Uh,
to know them. What's your
yeah,
intuition say?
my intuition says like 10,000 people, which sounds like a lot
Okay, well, that's a good guess.
compared to what I have now.
Well,
But well, I'm not that far off, but yeah.
so when you think about, so if we say, what will it take to get 10,000 people to opt in to my free product and be helped by it and feel connected to me?
Yeah.
What are you noticing when you think about that? What would it take?
Oh, you mean what would it take to get 10,000 people to opt in?
Yeah, you said 10,000 sounded a little big.
Yeah, but I think that's, I
I
mean,
just want to
get what? Sorry?
I heard you say that you thought 10,000 people, to get 10,000 people onto your list with a free product
Yeah,
was a stretch.
it just sounds big. I mean, other people can do it. So obviously, if they can do it, I can do it. It's just, I have to think of a really, really good, really good free product. Having said that, the model that I wanted to follow, my latest idea doesn't do it that way at all. What she does, this woman, is she has the free product is very quick. The free product is it's just a quiz that you take online immediately, and you enter your email to get the result and all of that. And then when you get the result, you get some really, really useful information in that result.
Yeah, well, that still provides value and connection.
Yeah. And I like that model a lot, actually. So I think this is
right. So that
good.
still provides help and connection and opts them in.
Yeah. And it's a bit deeper than.
Okay.
And then and then she goes straight to the $97 product, which is
So I still want to come back to right.
Sorry, go on.
So I still want to come back to that you had some resistance over having 10,000 people on your list.
Oh, okay.
Or getting 10,000 people added to it.
Yeah. Well, if I manage to do what I want to do, then that won't be a problem. Like if I follow the idea that I have in my head and I manage to get that implemented, then I'm much more confident about getting 10,000 people. It would be, the bit that I would need to work on would be doing some what would it takes for getting it actually implemented.
Well, what will it take to implement it?
It would take getting.
What would it take to implement it by? But let's say by June. What would it take to implement this idea by June?
Let me just write. It would take getting people to help me that know what they're doing. It would take me doing some research. That's about it. I guess it wouldn't take that much. It's more the content that I have to really get drilled down on. Yeah. And get that really good. Because what I want to do is one of those. Yeah.
So, I mean, the general method here is you ask the what would it take, you get specific about what you want to create. So you were specific about the date, the number of people, the price. You could have put in the location as well to make it more specific.
Yeah.
I
know
and then
the
you ask what
location.
will it take to create this event, and then all the ideas you get, you check, okay, do I already know how to do this, and how do I feel energetically about it? You know, do I feel high vibration, or do I feel a weight and a heaviness around it? And then you can ask what would it take on each of the subsequent things if you're not sure how to do it, or if there's resistance.
Yeah.
And also if you have resistance, you know, like I'm still not clear if you have resistance to having 10,000 people on the list or not, because when you first said it, you definitely had resistance, but do you not have that anymore?
Not if I can, no, not if I can do this, do the thing that I want to do. I think when I was saying 10,000 before, I was thinking, oh, I'll have to do another, you know, it sounds awful, but another boring PDF and but the thing that I want to do that's more difficult, but that will be more rewarding with the videos and stuff, then I think, no, I can get 10,000 people. Yeah. Because if it works the way I want it to work, it'll be really super cool.
So, I mean, we haven't gone down into every single detail of a plan to achieve this, but you have the tools to create this plan using your intuition, and you have practical, you know, I know you've studied Jeff Walker's launch sequence and other people's launch sequences. You know how other people have successfully done this.
Yeah.
So is there any other resistance you have to making this happen? To get the 10,000 people in the list?
No, the only other thing I would catch myself thinking at times would be something like, you know, I don't know enough or something, but that's
so if you catch yourself with worries, if you catch yourself worrying about something, I want you to substitute what would it take.
Yeah.
So what was that last worry?
It was, oh, maybe I don't know enough. But I just don't listen.
What would it take to know enough for this to be successful?
Yeah, that's the research thing. So no?
Yeah. So you know how to find people and research it.
Yeah.
But the point here is whenever you have a worry, I want you to substitute it into a what would it take.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't ignore the worry. Pivot it into a what would it take, because then you'll eliminate it. Otherwise, if you ignore it, it's sort of like you're trying to push down a whack-a-mole, and you push it down and then something else pops up.
Yeah.
If you clear it, it won't come up back again.
Yeah.
And also, it's a good habit to have, but whenever event, and you're okay creating a free quiz and getting 10,000 people opted in.
Yeah.
And then you said you wanted a paid item, $100 that you're going to sell 1,000 this paid item at $100.
Yeah.
So can you say that? You know, I sell 100 items, sell 1,000 items at $100.
Okay. So first I get 10,000 people at least to opt in. My quiz and video sequence. Then from there, I get at least 1,000 people that buy a $97 product, which I have to create. And then from there, I get at least 50 people to come to my event in mid-January 2018.
Okay, so when you said and create this product, I heard your energy drop.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's because I have no idea what that product will be. No idea. So what would it take?
So what would it take to have an idea? What?
Yes, exactly. It would take once once I determine the format of the event, then I can work backwards and think, okay, well, what would people need? You know, what would they need inside internally? What would serve them if they weren't coming to the event, and they, you know, what can I give them? Yeah, that would that would serve them, and also be like a logical stepping stone for the event, but that would still really serve them, even if, you know, they didn't come to the event. The only reason I'm not saying where the event's going to be, by the way, is, I mean, I know exactly where it's going to be, but I promised I wouldn't share it. I promised Orlando I wouldn't share it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, Barbara. So it sounds like you now have a plan for the paid. Now let's look at the creating. You say you're now okay with creating it, because if you create the format of the event and what the content for the event is, you can figure out the content.
The $97
format
one
for this. Yeah.
Well, I hope so. Yeah, the 97. It's definitely not as
well. What would it take
to have it be clear?
Yeah. What would it take for it to be clear to you? What would it take for this to be easy to create?
Yeah, it would.
You don't have to personally create it, you know. I think you feel you have to do everything yourself, but you don't. That isn't the case.
Well, yeah. What do you mean? Like, well,
like you could record audio and someone else transcribes it and edits it into a book.
Oh, so, yeah. No, I know.
Or you could get help to make an e-course.
Oh, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I mean, what I mean is like the bit that, you know, where I'm like, is I still want the content to come from me. So what would it take? It would be me drilling down online into, you know, researching other aspects of the things that I can solve.
Well, let's So I'm sure you can do that, and what would you take your way to it?
Yeah.
Let's look at this another way. You know, maybe the 6 different possible $97 products you could use here.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm just making that number up.
Okay.
Maybe there are several different products you could have.
Yeah.
Just ask your intuition. Does it make any difference to the end result of getting 50 people to show up?
No, it just needs to be something cool for me.
At the event, paid?
Yeah. It can also be,
So maybe you don't need to sweat it so much to get the perfect product. Maybe it doesn't really matter. It just needs to provide value and connection with Barbara and help them out.
Yeah. Yeah. Connection. Yeah. And help. Yeah.
I mean, you can look at the joy and profit graph of all the possible products you create before you create them.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
And compare them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that will help you in deciding which one to pick.
Okay.
But you can also ask your intuition, you know, you can use that to see how much difference it makes. You know, maybe it only makes 10 or 20% difference, in which case maybe it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I can feel part of my consciousness being like, don't go into overwhelm, you know.
Well, what happens when you go into overwhelm? What do you notice in your body when you feel overwhelmed?
My head feels like it's going to explode, you know, because it's like all this information coming in.
Okay. Anything else in your body or emotions? Your head feels tense and like it's going to explode.
Like it explode, yeah. Probably a tightness in the heart area that I wasn't conscious of previously, but now that you mention it, that would be yeah. That would be an accurate description, because it's almost like the opposite of flow.
So,
you know? Yeah.
You feel constricted and heavy in your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not
so
heavy
your
in the
head's
heart,
exploding.
Just tight.
Tight. So your head's exploding. You feel tight in the heart. What else do you notice when you think about being overwhelmed?
There's more
What other
risk.
body sensations?
Oh, falling, kind of. Not falling really, but kind of falling.
Kind of a feeling of falling out of control.
A feeling of just you know, my energy just going down, just going, you know. And if I'm not careful, I mean, I won't
Deflating.
let it, but if I'm, yeah, just not deflating, like as if I'm in an elevator, but I'm going the wrong way. I'm going down. I don't want to go down. I want to go up. You know, it's like an emotional elevator. Yeah.
Right. And are there any emotions you notice when you're overwhelmed? If you think about having a bunch of tasks to do and it's too much for you,
Yeah,
you feel
usually.
sad, angry, afraid, happy?
Well, usually in the past, I would feel quite sad and then get really upset. But now that doesn't happen. Now it's just the that doesn't happen. Now it's more like frustrated. That's about as close to. It's not sad anymore. It used to be sort of like sad, hopeless, I can't do it, all that kind of crap. But it's not that anymore. Now these days it would be more like, yeah, just frustration and just
And
that.
is this a fairly common thing you experience in your business, feeling overwhelmed?
Overwhelmed? Oh yeah. Less so now that I'm focusing more on the joy thing, because, you know, I
Mm-hmm.
just say no now to things that, like, I realized, for example, that I was going to do this event for catering for a wedding or something. They offered me a free stand, and then I just thought, hang on a minute, the idea of doing catering for a wedding would make me want to literally slit my wrists. I mean, I would just not want to do that at all. I would rather. That's like. And I was amazed. I thought, oh my God, I never realized that. There's actually something that if someone asked me to do for my business, it would literally fill me with horror. Like I just couldn't do it. Because it's like the antithesis of everything that I stand for.
Whereas in the
Sorry?
past you would have done it if you hadn't.
Yeah.
Whereas in the past you'd have done it and got overwhelmed and not enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's
Whereas
great.
now I'm just like, well, you know what?
Okay, so coming. Yeah, so that's wonderful that you're at looking at how much joy something will bring before you do it and saying no to stuff that doesn't bring you joy.
Yep.
So coming back to this overwhelm, are you ready to clear that out of your business?
Yep.
Okay, so just, you know, I'm going to ask you a question in a moment. I just want you to give me the first answer you get, which will be the answer from your intuition. You don't have to know why that's the answer, and you don't have to know consciously what the answer is. You're just going to give me a number, and it's the first thing that pops into your head. Okay. So thinking about being overwhelmed and your head is exploding, your heart is tight, you feel like you're falling, you're feeling frustrated. What's the youngest age you felt that same set of sensations?
3.
3. Who was that with?
That was with my dad's friend.
Do you have any conscious recollection?
I do now.
How you got overwhelmed?
I do now because I did hypnotherapy on it. It was actually quite horrible. So I did hypnotherapy on it, and then I did some body work to clear it.
Okay, well let's do some more clearing now.
Yep.
So let's reconnect yourself to the light. Go up to the light, bring it down through your body, through to the earth, and bring the light back up from the earth, and then expand out your heart as big as the universe. And now see light coming from above and below into that 3-year-old Barbara, and clearing this pattern of overwhelm that she experienced and that she has been recreating in your life ever since. Because once we have a pattern like this, if we don't clear it, it tends to repeat until we figure it out and clear it. So, and let's send love and light the same way from above and below to all the other ages that you've had this same feeling of overwhelm. So all throughout your childhood, teen years, adulthood, when you're in your business, every experience of overwhelm you ever had, just see all those hundreds of versions of Barbara receiving love from above, receiving light from above and below, and clearing this overwhelm they felt in those moments. And I get that you also experienced overwhelm at a younger age than 3 as well.
That's possible.
When you were a baby.
Oh, probably, yeah. Yeah, I know
Well,
why.
let's send light. Oh, you know why? Well, if you know why, that's great. You don't have to know why.
Yeah.
It's more important to clear than to understand why.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we get hung up on wanting to understand why and then don't end up fully clearing. I mean, it's like if you're cleaning your kitchen floor, do you have to know why this particular piece of dirt came in and whose shoe it came in on and what time of day it came in?
Nope.
Well, that might be useful if you're trying to prevent it happening again, perhaps.
Yeah.
But you also can just clean the floor and then you have
Yeah.
a clean kitchen.
Yeah.
And same thing with our patterns, you know, it's a nice bonus to understand the why. It's more important to get the clearing done. You can always come back and ask whys after you've cleared.
Yeah, I think what I was trying to say is that, it makes sense that you saw that it was younger than 3 is what I meant.
Yeah, so let's send love and light to that younger version of yourself. I think you had something when you were born too. Do you know how your birth was?
No.
What kind of birth was it?
Well, it was normal birth, but I've had another practitioner ask me that for craniosacral therapy. He asked the same question, and I don't know. I asked my mom; she said everything was normal, but.
Well, let's just clear the moment of birth anyway.
Yeah.
And let's also clear before you were born.